In Zechariah 8:2, God said, I am zealous for Zion with great zeal, with great fervor, I am zealous for her. I lead a Christian organization called Christians Engaged, where we plug Christians into activating their faith for our nation and for the world. We are zealous Christians, right? Who are not satisfied any longer to sit on the sidelines, but who are actively standing up and working for what is right. We teach Christians to pray, vote, and engage regularly for the well-being of our nation. And we give them basic training on civic duties and how they should engage with their government. Prayer is important. We stand before God in this place and we ask him for the peace of Jerusalem. We ask him to intervene in the affairs of man, right? But we must become prayer. We must walk out our prayers outside the halls of this room. And I hope that God lights a fire in your heart in this place, that this is a lightning rod moment for your soul, but not just to pray, though that is the number one thing that we do, but to put action to our prayers. About 7 years ago, my husband and I were in Washington, D.C. We were one of 300 Christians at a huge policy conference in Washington, D.C. And there was 14,000 Jewish brothers and sisters. And I'll never forget that moment. We walked out into a taxi line and we were ready to get our car. And we were standing there with all our Jewish brothers and sisters. And these people were shouting across. These hate-filled people were shouting that this was an apartheid state, that these were occupiers, murderers. They were spewing anti-Jewish rhetoric all over us. And we stood in that taxi line and my husband looked at me and he said, this is one of the most important moments of our lives. I'm honored to be standing beside my Jewish brothers and sisters. Do you know, in that moment, we were not Jew and Gentile. We were one. We were one family. I reflect often on Corrie ten Boom and Dietrich Bonhoeffer. What does it look like to be a righteous Gentile? That's the person I want to be, right? And I know that's why you're here. That's what you want to be. We're saying to this next generation, Jewish hate has to stop. It stops now, and we're standing in the gap for that hatred to stop. Amen? So as you get inspired and you pray, let us know. Christians Engaged will help you to engage politically, to do the things that we need to do in this world.